Bunch of people I could read their souls. Read the souls. Damn, who's this guy?
How may I help?
Man, I wish I could, let's quick save it.
I'm here. It's no
I mean,
trouble.
he's gonna
There you
see
go.
me, though, isn't he? Yeah, he's definitely gonna see me. Is he gonna mess with me, though? Scroll of Tanglefoot and a minor ring of deflection. Damn, that's nice. He definitely saw me, though. I think I lost some... No, I didn't lose any reputation. Seemed fine. 10 Years of Dawn. Well, I guess he didn't
I'm
give me
here.
shit that I stole that ring. It's a pretty decent ring. Pretty damn good ring. Came up on loot. First ring. Hype. First ring. Hype. Boom. +5 deflection bonus. Good. The hell's going on over here? Hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if wanting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging. Pet the dog. Tail thumps happily against the floorboards. What the hell's that dog doing? That's the Black Hound. Apparently, that is the Black Hound, of which the inn, the Black Hound, is named after. Okay, so that looks like it's all of the, Wait, what's over here? Ooh, more stuff. Deerwood Part 1.
Not sure how I feel about this. Hope that helps.
Lock picking machine. Rapier, padded armor, and a duelist hat. Tight. Tight. Okay. Yeah. Done all the things here. Go hand in this quest.
Gods keep you.
Like to do more about the Black Hound. Actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We got a lot of new faces in here if you're used to. 10 for it's the big draw. I'm sure we get big crowds back again in no time. I used to work at the stables actually until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him, even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see, the Black Hound. Still sitting upstairs, pining after him, poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow, my very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please see what you like. Da 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 da. You have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much. Okay. Go hand in this quest at the mill. Get my experience.
Good day to you.
Spoke to Swainer. Convince him to leave your family in peace. Why, that's... really? Yeah. All I did was buy him a beer, dude. That's all you had to do. Damn. Glad to help. Keep it. I owe you a great debt. He pulls the coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation, and you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done to me, for me. It's really all you can afford after I saved your family? Huh. Keep it. You're having a hard enough time. Do I want the coin or not? Just let him keep it. He's got rotten wheat. You're a generous soul, friend, and we'll have you to thank for making it through the coming year. Safe travels. Safe travels. Sounds good.
Yes?
Boom. Quest completed. Quest completed, gentlemen. Let's go back over here real quick, see if I can talk to Eder. He won't talk to me anymore. Strange. I could have sworn that there was some way. Am I blind? Am I blind? Goodbye. Nobody will talk to me. Well, I'm gonna get a room. Gonna get a room.
Welcome.
We go. Oh shit. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows trees, creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open, and there they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks, "Watcher." Jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Gained experience. Though it fills it with new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Really? So that's what I had to do. I had to take a nap. squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. Bloated purple flesh on her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. Take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind. A ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness, in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman, and when you open them again, she's staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. Woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I, wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies, see memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well, a wonder.
What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
That's why I'm getting those Messed up dreams.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I survived a bivouac.
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
Said souls break apart.
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth. Nice. Buttery yellow teeth. Causing your body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer weren't plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found? Nothing at all. A healthy...
Damn it. Misclick.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer weren't plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
What's an
A
animancer?
student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us, the best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Damn, man.
Of course, dear.
That lady has a ton of voiceovers. Okay. So, after I saw that event, the guys summoning
Goodbye,
whatever they did, I'm granted Crucible of the Soul. Gained many experiences. So after I saw that event, whatever happened in the woods, now I can see people's souls and see their past and all kinds of crazy shit. Okay, he asked me if I'm alright. Should I tell him I'm a watcher? Should I just tell him I'm fine? Or should I just say this happens a lot? I'm gonna tell him I'm a watcher. Well, that is interesting. I expect that explains how you survived the bivouac. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. You know anything about the Watchers? Only that they're rare and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, as you just demonstrated. Let's continue on.
I'm here.
I'm a Watcher!
17
Crucible
and a
of
half.
the Soul. You just say 17 and a half? Smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way up your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin. You find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. Meaty hands and buttery teeth. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman. The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Nice. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved. The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman. He looks at you a moment. His brow arched, his smirk broadened.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Do you know what a watcher
Careful,
is?
friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. none of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You bastard. Think we're all gonna be hanged?
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war? Saints War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Eothas. Overthrows Red Saris, marches on Deerwood, so we gave him a Deerwooden hello. It's a Deerwooden hello.
We blew him up.
Who blew him up? Who is Eothas? God of rebirth and redemption. Does he call him something different where you're from? I had other questions. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Radric sent men down here the other day, said they had it on good authority someone in town was working for Kolsch, plotting Radric's overthrow. Said if you didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. It took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radric, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Picked the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsch? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? Drinking, mostly. When in fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with Waidwin. We could travel together? Where are you headed? Someplace called Caed Nua. An old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I've heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Nice. Yeah, we got another character for the party. Level 3 fighter. Nice. So we have a mage and a fighter now.
At once.
We've got a mage, fighter. I'm not sure what the party limit is in this game, but I'm pretty sure we need a priest or something like that. Level up. 6 points. Let's go.